Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, Wagwan. Happy
Wag, wag,
holidays to
wag,
all
wag.
our fans out there. Trying to give you a drop, right before Christmas. It's your boy
Yes,
Denver right
sir.
here.
It's your boy Josh. Yes, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Uh, it's a Christmas Eve. Hope
Mm,
everyone's just enjoying family time. Um, I hope everyone is just being merry and whatnot, and just enjoying their time. I love the holidays, bro. The holidays always, bring a little smile to my face. So, just
exactly,
hoping everyone's enjoying it as well.
Yeah, I get to spend time with your family. Obviously, I know you can't have as big as family a reunion as usual, but still enjoy it. Stay close to family, and yeah, I wish y'all well.
Exactly. And if you guys are tuning in on your Christmas holidays, shout out to you guys. You guys are real ones.
Hey, bless. Where should we start, fam?
I don't know. I don't know. Definitely, we should get into the games that we made our little predictions on. The three games that we made predictions on. Um,
I
the
think you had
games
a
that
good week.
happened on Monday night, I believe, and Tuesday as well.
Yeah.
So there was one game that we had a mutual agreement on, which was the Eagles and the Redskins. We both chose the Eagles to win that, and they definitely did. Shout out to my boy Jalen Hurts, man. You already know what it is, what time it is. I knew he was going to step up to the plate. You knew it too. So again, it was a great pick on our parts, man. Can't dispute that.
Yeah, man. He had a great game. Like I said, he's coming into his own. Like we said like a million times, he's still under his rookie contract in terms of like the amount of games that he's played. So he's still considered a rookie. He hasn't played a full 16 game season yet. And so I think developing pretty well. 20 for 26, 296, one TD. Did have one INT. They had a nice run pass balance. I believe Miles Sanders had 130 yards rushing. And that's what you
Mm,
need, especially
exactly.
in close to the playoffs. I believe now they're 7-7. Both teams are 6-7. So it keeps them in the playoff hunt. As you see, like they're all in the middle of the pack. They're all jumbled in, fighting for the spot. So yeah, I mean, crazy. Who would have thought the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts with a limited amount of games playing that they're in this position. So let's see how they play out. Like the defense played pretty well. If we keep playing well like that, the rest of this for the last 3 games of the season, they're a chance to make the playoffs. Their schedule
Mhm.
is New York Giants, that's winnable. Washington, they just beat them, winnable, and then Cowboys. So if they win maybe 2 of the next
Two out of
three,
three.
they could sneak in.
Yeah, I can see that. They just got to be on point. I mean, kind of with Washington, what kind of helped the Eagles is that they didn't have their starting quarterback. They had Gilbert in. I don't even know his
Yeah,
first
Garrett
name.
Gilbert. I think he played at
Garrett
Texas, I
Gilbert.
believe,
Yeah. So
or SMU
you
actually.
already
Yeah.
you already kind of know the offense was kind of at a disadvantage. Um, but still, we can't relinquish the effort that the Eagles defense had put in. I mean, the defense did show up, and again, it's good to see Jalen Hurts playing good football. He also had a balanced run game with Miles Sanders. I mean, I feel like that's the way the Eagles got to play to be successful. Um, and you see my man Goddard be putting in work. He had 7 receptions for 135 yards. So again, a trusty tight end. He's solidifying himself as, I mean, just a tight end on the up and coming. Definitely not, I wouldn't say a Travis Kelsey or uh, Kittle. I wouldn't say he's at that level, but he's getting there. He's showing some promise, and it's good to see. So yeah, hopefully the Eagles win the next 2 out of the 3 games, and um, I mean I would love to see them in the wild card game, man. So
Yeah, they're definitely a threat. Like especially the way they play. Like this game, because Garrett Gilbert was the one starting. They had a great game plan of stopping the run. Because a lot of times when the team is unsure of their QB or have a backup QB in the game, they tend not to. They're not going to give him the reins or a green light. Start throwing the ball around. So that
exactly.
is great time. They stuff the run. They're going to run the ball. The QB is not going to throw it around. Heineke was. So they stuffed the run and they limited him in the pass. So they had a great game plan. doesn't have to what to do to these inexperienced QBs. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
if they can get in, Jalen Hurts, he plays like that, 300 yards passing, and have a solid run game. They can be a little dangerous to, maybe win a wild card game, just like you said.
Yeah, it definitely could be scary. Yeah, that's the game that we mutually agreed on. All right,
Yeah, man.
but unfortunately, bro, he didn't make quite as educated decisions
Bro, who won the
on
game
the
again?
rest of the game. So if we go to the next game that happened on Tuesday, we're just working our way backwards here. The next game on Tuesday was the Seahawks and the Rams. You picked the Seahawks because you're like, oh yeah, the Seahawks are looking nice. I mean, they're playing like a playoff team, even though they're not going to the playoffs. But yeah, they didn't really show much, man. The defense was all over them. Matthew Stafford was really getting it going. Man, he was force feeding the ball to my man Cooper Kupp. Like, honestly, they know that Cooper Kupp is on an amazing record-breaking season. So I feel like just having that in the back of their head, like Matthew Stafford is just gonna force feed him, like no matter what, double coverage, whatever, single coverage, whatever it is, zone coverage, Cooper Kupp is getting the ball. Like the man had nine receptions, 136 yards, two touchdowns. Man was basically the main target. I don't even know who else was targeted in the game. Like when you look at the like if you think about it, like I think Odell only had one catch. Van Jefferson had two. Um the next under Cooper Kupp was Skornick, however you say that dude's name. Yeah, I mean, you see Cooper Kupp is really head and shoulders over everybody. And he's doing some special things, man. I mean, you wouldn't expect it just by looking at a certain athlete like Cooper Kupp. I mean, you usually expect those type of things from like a Julio Jones, who looks like a freak athlete, or a Calvin Johnson. Those guys are basically, the pedestal there, the ideal body type. But a man like Cooper Kupp, you wouldn't expect it, but he's really showing he's an elite receiver, man, one of the greats. And it's great to see.
Yeah, he's having like you said, a historic season. I believe they said he's on record to break Megatron's record. So Calvin Johnson, funny enough, same QB, Matt Stafford. So he could be the QB that has, both records for like receivers in terms of most yards. He could break the most catch record, that record as well. And so yeah, he's having like a quietly like monster season. Like I know now the last few weeks everyone's talking about it. Oh, he can break Megatron's record. But like to be honest, the whole season that went under the radar in terms of like his pace of yards and everything per game. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Like I'm surprised teams haven't like doubled him, because I know obviously on the outside it's easier to double receiver than on the inside, because they could just run a drag route or they could run a slant route. So I'm surprised they haven't, try to do something, because like you said, like if you double Cooper Kupp, I mean you have Odell on the other side, so you still have weapons, but like Odell hasn't been the Odell that we know in terms of putting those monster stats. So it's gonna be interesting to see how teams game plan, for Cooper Kupp down the stretch of the season and the playoffs.
Yeah, and the playoffs.
Yeah, he's gonna be, bro. Like you said, like that's his blanket. 9-10 receptions a game, bro. Like it's crazy.
I think Matthew Stafford really has to get comfortable with his, rapport with his other receivers, because I feel like when you get to the playoffs, I mean, teams are going to be like heavy duty game planning, right, to stop threats. I feel like somehow they may not be able to fully stop Cooper Kupp, but they won't let the man get 9-10 receptions a game. They're not going to let him do that in the playoffs. They're going to bulk, they're going to settle down, they're going to shut him down. Matthew Stafford has to get it going with Odell. He has to get it going with Van Jefferson. It's the only way that, it's going to work, and definitely get a little bit of a running. I mean, they did get a running and going with Sonny Michel. If they continue that with Sonny Michel and Henderson Jr., they can be effective still. So, what we're seeing now is, just regular season, but as playoffs is a different story for sure.
Yeah, definitely a great pick by you. You know me, I'm going for the upsets. Like my fans, I always go for the upset. But like you said, like must-win game for the Rams. Seahawks really had nothing to play for. I believe they're 5-8, now they're 5-9. Yeah,
Yeah,
Russell
five
Wilson didn't have
more.
a good game at all. It's just I think this year's just so like you said, it's just a wash. It's a bad year.
Yeah,
They still could be threats to like beat a couple teams down the stretch, just fighting for pride and playing for pride. But it definitely wasn't the best game by Russell Wilson. Great game plan. The game was in LA, so they have a home field advantage. You said
exactly.
the Rams are just playing well right now on all cylinders: offense, defense, special teams, and so they're a team that they said to look out for in the playoffs. Seahawks, man, I'm hoping y'all can do me a favor at that, but didn't get it done.
Nah, this was a must win game for the LA Rams for sure. But yeah, let's go to the next game down the list, Monday Night Football, where we had looked at the Vikings and the Bears game, and again, you thinking, it was an
So the
upset.
Bears?
Yeah, you chose the Bears because you're like upset city, right? Remember you upset city.
That's a tight game, bro. Kirk Cousins threw for 87 yards. Their defense played great,
Yeah,
dog. I mean,
yeah,
Dalvin Cook
I
did
know.
his thing, but 28 carries for 89 yards. Held them under 100 yards. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
they did.
mean, defense
Yeah,
played right, bro.
yeah, the Bears defense showed up for sure, but man, you also, and no matter how good your defense is, you do need a, a high-powered offense to be able to put points on the board. And I mean, Chicago is only able to put 9 points. I mean, Justin Fields, man, he tried.
Yeah.
He tried. Like he was 26 for 39, 285 yards. So it's nearly a 300-yard game, but only one touchdown. The rush kind of got to Justin Fields a little bit too.
Yeah.
They didn't have the best running game with Montgomery. Um, it's just they need to figure out a way to effectively be consistent and put points on the board. They just don't really have it going like that. And yeah, it allowed Minnesota to be able to win, even though Kirk Cousins like 87 yards, like that's really unheard of. Like, but yeah, and winning a game, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns, like damn. I don't even know how you win like that, but
That's what I'm saying. Like, I believe they said it was the first time in his career he went under 100 yards passing.
yeah,
But yeah, the story of the game, I think the Rams had 4 tries in the red zone and only came out, with field goals. You know what I mean? So that's the story
there,
of the game. Yeah, the Bears. Sorry, the
yeah,
Bears. The Bears had 4 tries in the red zone and only came out with 9 points. That's the story of the game. Think about it.
yeah.
7 times 4, that's 21. That gives them the game
They
right
definitely,
there. Or if you
mhm,
even take away, they get 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal, they still win the game because that's 18 points.
exactly.
And so just like didn't convert where it counted. So Justin Fields had a good game, but a lot of yards came in garbage time,
Yeah.
like the end of the game where the game's over and he was driving the ball down the field, but like just putting up garbage stats. But
Mhm.
he didn't play too bad. Like I said, like it was just a tough game. They had turnovers, which gave the Vikings those 2 easy scores, and so yeah, so it was kind of like a boring game. Defensive game if you're a defensive fan, like a good defensive game, but yeah, must-win game for the Vikings. They're 7-7. Man, let's see who they
Still in the
play.
hunt, bro. They still in the hunt.
Do you think they make it? I don't think they're a threat though. Like the way they play, like unless Kirk Cousins is on and he's playing well, like I don't know, bro. Like I
Yeah,
don't
that's what
know.
they're gonna need. They're gonna need Kirk Cousins to be on. I don't think Adam Thielen was playing in this game, so they need him to be healthy. You already know Justin Jefferson could be a problem if Kirk Cousins is on. Um, and Dalvin Cook, like their offense, man, on paper is supposed to be amazing. It's supposed to be unstoppable. If Kirk Cousins don't like, if because he's a hot and cold quarterback, he's known for not showing up in the big games. If he shows up, man, they could actually be so effective. They could be a scary team. So I mean, we'll see
Mhm.
how it goes, but his record, it doesn't really, it precedes him, so it doesn't, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
like I believe their last 2 games of the season is LA at LA. Oh no, at home versus LA. That's the Rams. A tough
mhm,
game. Then they play
yeah, definitely.
Green Bay at Green Bay, and
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
they play Chicago. So they can win that Chicago game, the last game of the season. But the Rams and Green Bay, they got those are 2 must-win games. You have to win those games. So,
Hmm.
bro, I don't know. I don't think they get in. I could be wrong, but my bet is that the Vikings don't get into the playoffs.
Mm. Honestly, I can see that, bro. I mean, with the Rams, on their little hot streak, and then Green Bay. I mean, they're a dangerous team. I don't see how they win those games. Like it's gonna be like battling tooth and nail to get those victories for sure. So man, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I don't have much confidence on their side, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got me last week. 3-1. That's a good week by you. But I
Yeah,
feel like
for the little games that we made predictions on. Yeah, you know me, man. I'm thinking about the playoff race, bro. I'm thinking about the playoff race. I'm thinking, yo, who needs to win these games? You were thinking,
Brad.
upset city's been working for you for the past couple weeks. But nah, yo,
for the whole
this
season,
week,
bro.
okay, for the whole season. All right. But that's finally come to an end now. All right. We ain't messing with that no more. It's no more upset city.
Brother,
All
still
right.
could be upsets. Still could be upset.
It's who needs to win right now. Who needs to win? That's how we making picks now.
So that was your week 15, fans. You saw the podcast. We did a recap on Monday of the games that were last week. So today we're doing kind of predictions. We did a recap of the last 3 games of the games last week, and then this week we're doing some predictions for next week. So that's what we're gonna jump right into.
Yes, bro. Let's first recap though Thursday's game.
Oh,
yeah. 49ers and the Titans. It's a pretty good game there.
Bro, Tennessee scored 17 straight points to come back in the game.
I know.
That's the story of the game right there. The 49ers had the game, must-win game for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
You can't allow 17 straight points, and then they hold on to win the game. I believe it was a game-winning field goal, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was.
Like a walk-off field goal to win.
Yes, I believe so.
And so, I mean, Tennessee 10-5. I believe Jimmy G threw 2 picks. You can't do that in these clutch situations. Like he was playing pretty well the last 3 games. He had to play. This is basically at this point, it's playoff football right now.
Exactly.
Playoff football. You got to play your best ball right now to get into the playoffs. Vikings, 49ers are still 8-7. They can still get in. They got to win their next 3 games. But yeah, man, that was a great win by the Titans. Surprising, like with no Derrick Henry, they're still being successful. They're still able to win games. Tannehill, he played pretty decent. 22 for 29, 209 yards, 1 TD. So clean game, efficient, high completion rate. They were able to run the ball, which, like I said, I'm surprised they're still able to win these games without having a strong run game without a Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So they're just like focusing on their defense, playing well, and then Tannehill doing enough to win the game. Obviously, all knows a play action quarterback. So yeah, man. So I was a great with my Titans. The 49ers, man, they got to get together before the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely Tennessee, man. They showed up when they needed to in this game to win. I mean, basically in the second half, rallying back based on the early deficit. Ryan Tannehill, man, he basically, force fed the ball to his favorite target, AJ Brown, man. AJ Brown really showed up from. I believe AJ Brown missed a couple weeks. I'm not too sure what was the cause of that. I don't know if it was injury or due to COVID watch or whatever, but AJ Brown, man, showed up 11 receptions, 145 yards. He showed that he's really a top receiver, man. I remember initially, when Julio Jones came, and they signed him in free agency. I was thinking, maybe Julio Jones would be the number 1 target, but AJ Brown is definitely that guy. Just amazing receiver, man. Again, just a free athlete. Amazing with the ball in his hands, man. He can make anything happen. He can run any route on the route tree. They can't stop him, man. Like that's definitely the story of the game for me. San Fran wasn't able to stop AJ Brown, and that's what contributed. That's what helped Tennessee to rally back.
Yeah, and we can talk about that a little bit in terms of like his impact this season in terms of number 11 Julio Jones. He hasn't really been as good as we thought it was going to be this year. Actually, I think AJ Brown is actually number 11. He has a different number this year.
Julio is number 2.
Number 2, yeah. And I believe, I don't know, I'm not saying he fell off. I think he had a lot of injuries this year, but still, he hasn't put up any of the numbers we thought he would have. He hasn't had the impact we thought he would have. And so
Yeah.
I think he's also on a 1-year deal. So I don't know if that's when they bring back next year and try to bring somebody else that more complements AJ Brown.
Mhm.
Because what do you do with Julio? Like he's not really like, is he somebody you can go to when AJ Brown double teams? You know, because right now he's not like proven to be that reliable right now. He still
Mhm.
could be a threat towards the end of the season, the playoffs. But I thought he would kind of be like you said, like a dynamic duo, like a 1-2 punch. But it hasn't really turned out to be that. So hopefully, let's see how he plays to the end of the season. But definitely like hasn't lived up to expectations this year in terms of being the number two or number one on the Titans offense.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, San Fran, man, you can't give up games like that, man. Come on now. Again, it's like you said, it's playoff football now. Every game matters down the stretch now. I mean, there's only 3 games left, 2 games, right? Is it 2 or 3?
3 games.
Yeah, so I
Well,
mean,
two
can't
games
give
now
up.
for them, right?
Yeah, I guess now, right? Because they played their game this week. So so yeah, man, you only have a couple games and it's playoff football just now, bro. So
Yeah.
really
Next
gotta
week,
put your effort into it.
they play the Texans. That's a win. And they
That's
can
a
win
winnable
that.
game, yeah.
So for the 49ers, like against Texans, the W for them. And then they face the Rams to end the season. So those are 2 must-win games. They're 8-7. They win those 2 games. They're 10-7. That could be good enough to get them in. I'm
Yeah,
not sure how
definitely.
it's going to play out this year in terms of because the season's longer, so 17 games. If 10-7 will still get you in, but
Yeah,
definitely
we'll see
possible.
down the stretch. Yeah, it's possible, but we'll see down the stretch. I don't know if they can win that game against the Rams, bro. But we'll see.
You think the Titans are a threat in the playoffs without Derrick Henry? They haven't really established a good running game, since his absence.
Yeah, because they're like using what, like Foreman and like McNichols.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, those guys, I mean, like, they're definitely no Derrick Henry, man. I feel like Tennessee that needs that threat of the run game. Um, if they effectively double cover AJ Brown, who is Ryan Tannehill gonna give the ball to? Is Julio Jones gonna step up? Is any other of the receivers that are on that team gonna step up? I'm not sure. Um, Definitely just looking down the stat sheet, you can tell there's a huge fall off after AJ Brown. Like AJ Brown had 11 receptions. The next leading receiver had like 2 receptions for 38 yards. So I mean, I don't know if they are going to be able to consistently contribute, if AJ Brown were to fall off. And just no threat of the run game, it's scary. I don't know how effective Tennessee will really be.
Yeah, even looking at the game so far, if you look at the stats on the team, the receivers, like A.J. Brown has a total of 760 yards. And then the next best receiver like this year for the Titans is Westbrook at 398, and then Julio Jones at 376. So like 700 to the 300. So it's clear like A.J. Brown's the top guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. And the rest of the guys, they haven't really, done their part in terms of having a number 2 guy for Titans.
Such a huge fall off from production compared to AJ Brown. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be effective, man. I'm sure that, again, when it comes to playoff game planning, teams are playing a different, they're playing a different ball game, so it's really win or go home at that point. So you got to do what you got to do, and usually they effectively, do what's needed to be able to shut down your main target, or at least do their best to um impede the little connection that they have going on, right? So yeah, it's going to be, I don't know how effective they can be, and yeah, they definitely could be out pretty early within the playoffs, man.
I think they definitely get in, but they might get knocked off in the wild card. We could be wrong. Tannehill could just be going crazy, but without an established run game, without established number 2,
He needs
so
that play
far.
action. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was yesterday's game. Let's go into this week. See any good games this week?
Yo, let's see. Browns Packers. I kind of like that one.
Ooh.
Apparently, Baker Mayfield will be back in this game to play. We'll see how how good he can be.
Commercial, man. Geico commercials, bro. Mr.
Right?
Geico
I'm
there.
gonna call him the Geico commercial guy. He's not even a
um,
football player. He's a Geico commercial actor. That's what he's actually good at.
Colts Cardinals is a good game. I don't know if you've seen how Jonathan Taylor's been playing the Colts.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor is
Kind of
straight.
snapping.
That dude is a top running back in the league, bro. Like,
You think so this year?
of course.
Who else is there this year?
Who's comparable to him?
This year, running back? You're right. I can't think of any other running back that's playing that well. Yeah, you're right.
Jonathan Taylor is snapping. Like, I believe he's a league leader in rush yards.
Surprising because all the good running backs they have in the league right now. Kind of surprising. Like one running back that kind of disappointed me is on the Giants, Saquon Barkley. Because I know last year was a pass because he was injured, but this year it's 2 years after injury. He still hasn't had a great year. So
nah, that injury is affecting him, bro. Like, I feel like it's affecting him psychologically. Or it really could be that he's just not the same after the injury. Because what was the injury before? Was it ACL or
yeah, he tore his ACL, I believe.
Sometimes you're not the same after that ACL tear. So, and then also I remember he also had an injury for a few games this year. I think it was like an ankle injury.
Yeah, ankle. Yeah.
Maybe he's putting like a little bit too much pressure due to the knee on his ankle or something like that. So, he's just not the same anymore, man. I'm not a Saquon hater, man. I only wish him nothing but the best, but I kind of could see this coming, man. Not everyone's gonna be able to bounce back from an injury and be the same. I mean, some people even say that Odell, is not the same due to the injuries that he's endured. He's become a different player. He's not as explosive as before. Definitely not at like no, how we used to call him a top tier receiver. We used to call him like Saquon and Odell were up there. Like Saquon was a top running back in the league. Odell was a top wide receiver, considered one of the best. And now where are they down that list? I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
sucks, man. Injuries. That's what injuries are part of the game. But yeah, man, it sucks.
Yeah, you said could it be mental too? Because like you said, that everyone could be kind of hesitant with the ACL injury. I know because I tore my Achilles playing football, and like that's mental. That take a couple of years to get mentally right as well. So maybe that's still something that's playing with him as well. But yeah, maybe I think that they should get some really good O linemen. They get them in the last 3 years of we need O linemen. They still haven't really got great O linemen, and I think they need that. One for Saquon Barkley, and two, if Dan Jones is going to be there, then they definitely need the O lineman as well. So,
yeah. They need to build. They need to build effectively around that team. Like the New York Giants, man, just like they thought they were doing something with Daniel Jones, and yeah, that's not your answer there. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, both New York teams are kind of sucky this year, bro. Jets and Giants, bro. Crazy, man. Hopefully next year the Jets stay optimistic. All my Jets fans out there, I got you. Next year we're gonna make the playoffs. I got you.
Man, I don't know what it is about Jets fans, man. You guys are always so hopeful. I mean, I guess I can commend you guys on your spirit. You guys got a great spirit for sure.
Zach Wilson, I believe.
So yeah, what game do you want to go with first, though?
There's some nice games.
Yeah, there's some good games for sure. To wrap up the season, we get into that.
Let's talk about Browns Packers.
So Browns Packers, man, you already know who I'm going with.
You going with Aaron?
Of course.
Or what about Geico, bro?
Well, the Geico commercial dude is not. I mean, he's more of an actor than a quarterback. So,
bro, like you talk about must-win games.
Oh, definitely, yeah, must-win games. Yeah,
Browns
for him.
have to win, bro.
Yeah, I feel like they are going to be a disappointment this year. Um, things are not good. Things are not going their way already, man. They're 7-7. They're supposed to be a top AFC team. I feel like it's a tank for them, bro. They're not the same. Baker, they need to move on. I wouldn't say they need to fully move on from Baker, but they need to get Baker's head right. They need to establish Baker, get him down to earth, tell him, all right, this is what you're good at. This is who you are. All right. And be humble about it. You know what I'm saying? Be humble about it. All right. We're gonna give the ball off to Nick Chubb if he's healthy. We're gonna give the ball off to Kareem Hunt if he's healthy. And that's what works for us. That's who we are. All right. And maybe you guys will be effective. But if you don't got those guys, bro, you guys ain't doing nothing. A-Rod, on the other hand, man, you already know A-Rod is a 30 touchdown to 4 interception type of season, man. That's A-Rod numbers. Has a good thing going with Devontae Adams, man. Devontae Adams, 96 receptions, 1,200 yards. Playing amazing. Again, just what else do you expect from Devontae Adams, right? They're also trying to get Valdez-Scantling going. Again, he's a great number 2. They can be unstoppable. Aaron Jones in the backfield, they can be unstoppable. I don't see Cleveland being able to handle that. Do you?
Bruh, I don't know. Because Green Bay has to win to stay number 1 in the NFC. The Browns have to win to make the playoffs, fam. Bruh, I'm going to go upset city here. I think, I know it's on the road. I know it might be impossible. Damn. Am I going out on a limb here?
Yeah. Oh, you're for sure going on a limb with this one.
I'm going to take Cleveland on this one.
Jeez.
Here's
all right.
why. I think they have to win the game. To stay alive, they have to win. The Packers don't have to win. They need to win. They would want to win to get that bye. Because remember, only one team gets a bye per conference.
Exactly.
But man, I'm going to Cleveland here. I believe Baker has to show me something. He showed me something for them to win the game. He said lead on Nick Chubb. He had over 1,000 yards already this year.
Yeah,
he's doing his thing. Like we talk about top running backs, he's right there. And then we talk about Jonathan Taylor, but Nick Chubb might be right there, right behind him. Man, I'm gonna go Cleveland here. I'm gonna go Cleveland. I believe in Cleveland. Jeez. Come on, dog pound.
All right. Well, we'll see, man. Again, this game is in Lambeau Field, so as you mentioned before, all right, this game's on the road for them. They have
Christmas Day game too, right? It's Christmas Day.
I believe so. Yeah, it's on the 25th. So yeah, Christmas Day game tomorrow. Well, most of these games are Christmas Day games.
I'm surprised because the NFL, they usually never went head to head with the NBA in terms of, NBA, that was their thing. Christmas Day games. I didn't believe tomorrow we have the Warriors in Phoenix. We always have good games on Christmas.
Yeah, it's usually NBA taking over on Christmas Day. But actually, there's only 2 games for the NFL, but I feel like I'm going to catch both of them because these are 2 good games for sure. Yeah. They should be competing a little bit with the NBA.
Christmas Day, because that day was always figured that's the NBA game. You wake up in the morning, the game start at 12 o'clock, and Eastern time was 12, it was 3, it was 7, it was 10. There's always 4 games, and
back to back.
Surprise, but it's looking good games though tomorrow. They put some good teams to go head to head with the NBA though.
Yeah, for real. So I'm saying they're giving them a little bit of competition. Are you trying to pick the Colts in the Cardinals game?
Yeah, fam. I'm going Colts.
Right.
I'm going Colts. I'm saying it already, bro. I'm riding the hot hand, Jonathan Taylor. Feed him the rock. Carson Wentz, do your thing. Play action. Do your thing. I mean, he's had an okay season. 23 touchdowns, 6 INTs. Not bad. Under the radar season, bro. I'm not saying he made the Pro Bowl. I don't believe I believe he didn't. Because I know the Pro Bowl roster released a few days ago.
Yeah, it did.
I believe the Colts have the most players that made the Pro Bowl with 7 players.
Oh, really? I didn't even take that in.
Yeah, fam. The Colts have the most players in the Pro Bowl, fam.
That's surprising. Wow.
I believe they ride Jonathan Taylor. They had a decent receiver in Michael Pittman Jr. Carson Wentz does his thing, play action, run the ball. She definitely made his job easier having a run game. So I'm gonna take the Colts to win this game, to upset.
Honestly, I can see. I mean, the way that Jonathan Taylor is really like balling right now, Carson Wentz don't even really need to do that much because you just know you have a superstar running back behind you that can make anything happen. So it's gonna be me really going out of the limb to say that Arizona is gonna be able to stop them on defense. Um, geez. I don't want to go against Arizona, but it's hard, bro. I feel like for the sake of the competition, I have to. Jeez, let me think. Because I mean,
What?
Arizona.
Kyler Murray's your guy. Your guy.
I know I love Kyler Murray, but yo, Matt has really like. I mean, since his return, I mean he's been a little bit rusty, and he hasn't had DeAndre Hopkins
Yeah.
fully healthy, and now he's out for a season, right? Or for the remainder
Yeah,
of the game for the regular season.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
So they're hoping to get him for the playoffs, but for these couple games, man, I mean, AJ Green being your top receiver, AJ Green is an old man now. You know what I'm saying? he's still trying to he's still putting up numbers here and there, showing that he's an effective number 2, but I don't think he's a number 1 like that no more. Gone are those days where he was in the, playing for the Bengals. Jeez. I don't want to go against Arizona, but it's gonna be tough, because Colts I feel like are just mad scary. But you know what, bro? For the sake of the competition, like you know what I'm saying, I'm going on a limb. This is my one-off game. If anything, this is my one-off game. But I'm gonna say that Cardinals defense are able to step up. But is Chandler Jones? Is Chandler Jones playing?
I believe so, bro.
I don't know if he's healthy. If they don't have Chandler Jones, they're gonna hardly have any pressure. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's playing.
All right. Well then, all right, let's go then. Chandler Jones is gonna get a couple sacks here and there. Gonna put that pressure on Carson Wentz. Hopefully Jordan Hicks, takes control of the linebacking core and basically watches Jonathan Taylor and is able to stop him. Buda Baker, come in with your run support, also on the back end, play some great coverage, hopefully we're able to blanket Michael Pittman Jr. down the field. Man, I'm just hoping that the defense is able to do it, but I'm gonna go out on a whim and say that they are. And then Kyler, man, he's gonna figure it out. With AJ Brown, Rondale Moore, sorry, not AJ Brown, AJ Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ Green, Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk. Hopefully he can go with those guys. Zach Ertz has also been doing his thing too. Give it to James Conner. James Conner's actually been having a silent great year too. He's been a touchdown machine. He's been effective within the screen game. He's been the most one-handed catches this season, apparently. I think I seen that stat on Instagram or something like that. This man's been having the most one-handed catches. He literally plucks the ball out of the air on those screen patterns. So, I mean, if they can get it together, because they honestly need to go and they need to end this season on a high, to help with their playoff hopes, because they're trying to get home field advantage, right? So, yeah, hopefully they can win this game. So I got faith in you, Arizona. Don't let me down.
That's 2 down. Some other good games here too. Ravens, Bengals.
Jeez, yeah, that's a great game. They're both
must-win game for the division.
For both of them, yeah, for the division, exactly. Bro. Jeez,
my goodness.
Jeez, is Tyler Huntley still playing in this one? Is Tyler Huntley still starting?
It says Lamar Jackson's questionable. I don't know if he's playing or not.
Wait, and it also says Tyler Huntley's questionable. Both of them are questionable in this game, bro.
Because of COVID, eh?
Oh shit! Is it because of the COVID watch list?
Yeah, bro. I'm going Bengals. You want to still go with your boy Lamar?
Nah, both. Okay, Lamar is questionable. I don't know if he's playing. I'm not going with them. I'm not gonna. I'm trying to win this week, bro. I'm trying to keep the win streak going, bro, because I've been losing far too long now. So, I ain't going with them.
How about the Rams Vikings game?
We can pick that one because I'm gonna go with the Rams, unless you're going with the no. Well, then again, we were talking earlier. We were saying we didn't really have much faith in the Vikings. So
Yeah, I was thinking of the playoffs, but man, for competition, can they win this game at home? Must-win game. Talk about must-win, bro. Must-win for
yeah,
both
they
teams.
probably could win this game still then within the regular season. But LA, I feel like they want to win, ride out the season on a high note as well. They want to win their final games.
Yeah, just for competition. I don't think about the playoffs, in my opinion, but just for competition, I'm gonna go. Kirk Cousins, 29 TDs, 6 INTs. We seen the last game, only 87 yards, but that's an anomaly. We won't do that every game.
Yeah, he won't do that in this game.
Man, must-win game, man. In Minnesota, LA, hot weather team coming down. Colder. I know Minnesota's this is in a dome, so it doesn't really make a difference. But still,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Minnesota, bro. I'm gonna go Kirk Cousins has a great game. Last week was a fluke. This week he shows Kirk Cousins, style again. Their defense plays well again to win the game. I'm gonna go Minnesota, bro. Upset City. Let's go.
Still on that upset city train. All right. Well, I'm going with LA. Matthew Stafford is coming in hot. Again, they force feeding the ball to Cooper Kupp in, and it's been effective. They haven't been doubling him for some reason, and I don't think they're gonna change that now. At least within the regular season, they're gonna say like right now. I feel like teams are just like, yo, we're gonna see if Cooper Kupp can actually beat us, and that's how they've been rolling with it. So ultimately, Cooper Kupp has been, I think he's had a pretty good track record against teams. When he gets it going, the Rams are winning games. So, yeah, they're gonna get it going. They're gonna win this game. Maybe Matthew Stafford might even spread around the ball a little bit too. Who knows? Maybe we can catch a little Odell Beckham sighting. Maybe. And you already know the LA defense, man. You already know the pieces on that squad. I mean, I believe Von Miller finally got his first sack as an LA Ram in this past game against the Seahawks. So if we can see more of that from Von Miller, and you already know Aaron Donald, man, it's gonna be a scary sight, bro. So yeah, man, I'm going with the Rams all the way. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm hopeful the Vikings can double Cooper Kupp and Odell doesn't catch fire this game, or other receivers like Van Jefferson doesn't, have a great game. So I believe they should find a way to neutralize Matthew Stafford, double Cooper Kupp, force them to, rely on their run game and rely on their other weapons to step up. So, I'm hoping that, the Vikings can kind of neutralize those two aspects of the game for them to win. So, yeah,
all
man.
right. There we go. So that's 3 games, right? Is that 3 games or is that just
3 games?
All right, blessings.
Steelers, Chiefs, Mahomes.
Steelers, Chiefs. Man, this is the only time I'm gonna go with Mahomes on this one. So I don't know if we can because I don't know, but I don't know about the
boy
Steelers,
Ben.
bro.
Dog, what about your boy
I don't know
Ben?
about Big Ben, bro. I don't know about Big Ben.
That's your boy, man.
Definitely, Big Ben is not my boy, and neither is Mahomes. But if I'm gonna go with a team, it's gonna go with the hot Chiefs right now. Their defense is playing amazing. And Travis Kelce is really bailing out my homeboy, as what's his name would call him. So yeah, bro, it's gonna be a Chiefs thing for that game. No question about it. So we can avoid that game because I know you're gonna go with the Chiefs too.
Raiders Broncos.
Raiders Broncos. Is Teddy's hurt, right? Because I believe he had a head injury, right?
He's not playing?
Well, I don't know. I remember from last week.
He had a big hit.
Fell on his head. Yeah.
Let me see the injury.
But it doesn't seem like he's on the injury report. So maybe he's
he's playing, dog. He's playing. Go with your boy, Teddy B.
Don't kill me. Geez, and they both 7-7. Wow, there's bare like just at 500 teams, huh?
Yeah, this is like playoff matchups are like for so many teams, like must-win games they have to win to keep their hopes alive.
and this game is at Allegiant Stadium. So,
Oh, bruh. Teddy B's out.
oh, Teddy B's out.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely know I'm not going with Drew Lock to bring this one out. So, but it's
Bruh,
a
you don't
Las
believe
Vegas
in
thing.
you don't believe in the Broncos?
With Drew Lock under center, hell no. That man is an interception waiting to happen.
Oh man, bro. Too many games. How about Bills Patriots?
Oh, that's a good game. Uh, I want to hear what you think. I might go with the Bills here.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots, bro. At home. Like I said, must-win game. Divisional
Must
game for the
must win
division.
game for the both of them, bro.
Yeah,
It's a
for
key
the
divisional game,
it's a
exactly.
division. I'm gonna go Patriots. I
To
believe.
lock up the AFC East.
Uh, I believe Bill Belichick shows, I can do it without Brady this year. Locks up the AFC East, wins the game. Mac Jones balls out on the road in New England. I don't think this game clinches the division. Oh, it does. This game, they win, they clinch the division. Bro, stakes are high.
Stakes are very high. Saying Bill Belichick is finally gonna get his flowers, huh?
Yeah, I'm saying he's
Getting
gonna get
the-
his just due right here. I'm gonna go
right?
Patriots right here.
Let him.
I'm going Billy B right here. Patriots.
I feel you. He's trying to let people know that I wasn't carried by Tom Brady. I was the mastermind behind all this. Well, I'm gonna go with the Bills, man. Again, must-win game for the both of them. So this could very well go either way. I feel it's a toss-up. Even though they're in Gillette Stadium, they're in New England. Still, we're talking about Mac Jones, the rookie. Still a rookie quarterback. He's played well for rookie, but again, first year in the NFL. If they don't get a run game going, I don't believe Mac Jones can beat a team by himself. So I expect the Bills to show up against Damian Harris, and I believe they also have I forget the other running backs' names, but Damian Harris is their top guy right now. They're leading rusher, and I feel like that's the main person that you really have to shut down. And once they do that, you already know what time it is. Josh Allen is going to get it going with his receivers. With Stephon Diggs. Yeah, man, they're going to get it going. I feel like it's going to be a toss-up, but I can see Buffalo winning. Again, it's a must-win game on both sides, but that's why I feel like Buffalo is equally able to take this home.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Patriots, man. Championship pedigree. Even Mac Jones of Alabama, just coming off a championship last year. I believe they have what it takes. They have
that's in college, though.
That's true. That's true. But I think he gets it done this year. That's big. If he makes the division, if they win the division this year, which makes them go to the playoffs, that's huge. He for sure was the best QB this year in terms of the draft class of QBs. If he can get this done. So I'm gonna go with Mac Jones. I'm gonna go with Alabama right here. Go Patriots. I'm a Jets fan. Only time I'm gonna go with the Patriots, but for competition purposes to win this week, I'm gonna go Patriots, man. So yeah.
I mean, sure. They could, right? But I feel like maybe, Buffalo is coming off a good game against. I believe they faced Carolina last week, right?
Yeah.
They had a great game overall with everybody contributing. Even Devin Singletary had a decent game with 86 yards rushing. So, nearly 100 yards. You don't really see that from him. And I remember earlier on within the podcast, we used to talk about him as not being a premier back and them needing a run game. Maybe he's showing up, man. Maybe he's showing up. Again, not only does Buffalo have Stephon Diggs, but they have Gabriel Davis has been showing up. Knox has been showing up at tight end, a trusty tight end too. Again, overall, everybody's been putting in work. So and Josh Allen also on his legs as well will run through you. When he need that key first down, it's gonna be a scary sight watching him run at you.
Yeah. I think he should just stop doing that, bro. I believe like Aaron Rodgers. I believe in A-Rod on a recent podcast. On Pat McAfee show said that he thinks Josh Allen should slide more. I think I kind of agree, bro.
He should, but
you see the way he
he's big as hell. That's
bro. The way he plays, he's trying to like run people over like he's a fullback, bro.
Yeah, but that's literally his body type though. Like so, I don't know. Maybe he's too used to doing that in college, and it works every now and then because you've seen him run over a couple linebackers in this league. He's able
I've
to
seen
do
it.
it. I don't think he should consistently do it. I agree with you, but he's able to. So really, it's that threat, man. It's that threat.
He do that, man. Get licked over the middle one time, guy. Real talk.
Like he seemed like a really tough guy though. I like he's been taking hits, but you know he always gets right back up. Doesn't even seem like it phases him. So I don't know.
We'll see. I'm gonna stick with the Patriots. I believe they have a great game plan as usual. Always
usual.
making the offense do, push them towards their weaknesses and expose them to weaknesses. Which in the Bills could be, the run game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so that's 4 games right there.
Yeah, we need one more.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. What are we looking at?
What about Dolphins Saints? Who you going with that?
I'll go with the Dolphins. Tua Magic, bro. Tua is quietly, showing that he's able to be a starting quarterback in this league, be the franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
Bro, must-win game for both teams. The Saints, both QBs are out. I think Trevor Simeon's out as well as Taysom Hill. So they're gonna rely on the third string QB, Ian Book. He played at Notre Dame.
Book. he was the quarterback for Notre Dame, right?
Last year, he led to 2 college football playoffs.
Bro. Yeah, he's actually decent in college, but this is the NFL, man. It's a different animal. It's a different animal, bro.
Here's the formula: you run the ball with Alvin Kamara, you give the ball to Alvin Kamara, you give the ball to Alvin Kamara. That's the game plan, bro.
That is straight just the game plan right there,
bro. Just make sure you play before I pick them, bro. Make sure Alvin's playing. I think I'm gonna go upset here. I know everyone's gonna go Dolphins because obviously their QBs are all out, but bruh. Yeah, I think Kamara's playing, bro. Bruh.
Yeah, it's looking like Kamara is healthy.
I'm going Saints, bro. Like I said, you feed the ball, you give the ball to your playmakers' hands. Alvin Kamara. I know their top receiver has been out the entire season in Michael Thomas. So I mean, for them to still be in the playoffs, it's pretty, amazing. James Winston's out, Michael Thomas has been out. I mean, but like I said, we've talked about it many times. Their DBs are playing. They have some good DBs that are playing.
Their DB part, their defense in general, bro.
So I'm gonna say their DBs and their defense gets it done, bro. Move upset City Tua. Sometimes he's inconsistent, good games, bad games. He hasn't shown me consistency on an every game basis. And the Vikings have that, that playoff pedigree, with Drew Brees. They've always made the playoffs. So I believe they have more of the experience, especially Sean Payton in these type of must-win games. Tua, still technically, like you said, we talked about many times with Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts. He's still under the amount of games. He hasn't started 16 full games yet in the season. So he's still on his rookie, development. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go Saints, upset City, bro.
All right, I feel you. You bring up great points with the Saints defense, man. They really they're playing out of their mind. Especially coming off how they played against Tom Brady. But I feel like overall this game is going to be a defensive game that's going to go both ways. I feel like the Miami's defense is going to be able to handle Ian Book. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna run the ball, bro. Play action, they run screens, bro.
Yeah, they can do that, but they already have their number. Like they know what they're gonna be looking for. I mean, Ian Book is not a factor. Alvin Kamara is the target. So you already know what the game plan is, bro. They're gonna be able to stop it. I feel like all Tua really needs is a couple drives here and there. Probably gonna be a heavy field goal game. Probably not gonna see much people, getting in for 6. So, I mean, as long as you score more field goals than the other team, you're still a W, right? So that's what I can anticipate to see from Miami. Tua is gonna be able to get some drives going. Him and Jalen Waddle, man, really connecting, really nicely. Jalen Waddle's really, solidified himself as one of the great receivers, to within the draft in general, within this past year's draft. And again, you know, that all stems from Alabama, you know. So yeah, shout out to Alabama. One time, you know, Miles Gaskin has been putting in work too, you know, setting him up with, you know, putting him in the wildcat here and there, you know, giving him passing out the backfield. He's able to, you know, be effective with the ball in his hands. So yeah, their offense, man, I feel like they're going to be able to move just a little bit. They may not be the most effective, of course, because it's the Saints defense that we're talking about, but they're going to be able to maybe get the ball within field goal range a couple times and score some points. On the other hand, Ian Book, I don't have any confidence he's going to be able to put any points on the board. Might be a nice little goose egg, you see? You see it?
You never know, bro. Hey, it's holiday season, bro. Plenty surprises, bro.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
this is like a Christmas, a Christmas gift, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that's 5 games right there.
Yes,
Pretty
sir.
good. Week 16, damn. The year's almost done, bro.
I know, man. These seasons be flying, bro. And like, yeah, in general, as you're saying, yeah, this year is basically done, bro. Like, you know, soon we're gonna be saying Happy New Year and whatnot.
Exactly.
2022, new year, new me.
2022. That's what we always say every year, bro. We gotta talk about this. What are some of I mean, we're still gonna have a podcast that comes up before the end of the week.
Yeah, we should be able to.
But yeah, man, I have some New Year's resolutions, man. I gotta start working out. Definitely gonna drop the next podcast. I gotta start my workout regimen again.
I feel you. I'm gonna have to do the same thing because me and working out hasn't really happened since, you know, how the times we used to work out every now and then, bro. That's not, like, I haven't done anything by myself, so so
Bro, it was like with me, bro. It was like ever since like I had my daughter, bro. Everyone's like, you can get a dad bod, you can get a dad bod. I was like, nah, it's not happening to me, bro. It's not happening. I'm me working out like 3 times a day. But man, I'd be so tired, bro. I don't have the energy, bro.
Bro, you can't help it, bro. You a father now, so
bro, but I gotta work out. I don't want to get a dad bod, bro. I can't, bro. To all you dads out there, those who work out, yo, I need some tips and advice.
It's probably gonna be like no one able to give you tips because like I have a dad bod too, bro. I haven't figured it out.
Oh man. But yeah, man. That's another great podcast for you guys. Holiday special, Christmas special. You know what it is. Always give me the best recaps, the best predictions. You know what it is. And the Josh and Never podcast.
Yes, sir, man. It's been a pleasure. You already know. Again, happy holidays to everyone, man. I just, hope that you guys enjoy this time of the year. With the bless up food, the family dinners, man. That's something that I usually always look out for. And big up Jamaica one time because you already know we're Jamaican.
Let's go.
So you already know the food is blessed. You already know.
You already know. I come rocking to Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A little turkey,
right?
Turkey sauce.
A little turkey sauce. A little jerk chicken.
Yeah, man.
A little oxtail. Jeez.
Oh yeah, gotta give me some oxtail, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. So I already know the food's gonna be blessed, man. So something I'm looking out for, and I hope everyone, just enjoys their time. We'll see you after this Christmas, right before the New Year's. And just I hope you guys stay tapped in, man. We appreciate you.
Same. Merry Christmas, and don't forget, like and subscribe.
Yeah, I can't forget that.
Easy.
All right, blessings.